Let's play with some nail molds.
So first up, I'm going to go in with this mold and I'm going to show you what not to do, because this is what I did when I first got my very first nail mold, which actually was this one. And I didn't really know how to use them or what I was doing, so I was just learning by making mistakes. And it can be tempting to just take your gel, whatever color you want your little design, whatever to be, and fill the mold. So I'm going to fill this up and then I'm going to cure it and then I'm going to show you what happens. Okay, so that just got done curing and I cured it for 60 seconds and then I flipped it and cured it on this side for 60 seconds. And although it appears to be cured, and you would think that that is okay, it is not. The whole inside will stay completely uncured and it will be a mess. So now I'm going to show you the right way to use this kind of mold. So whenever I'm doing these, I like to take it and bend, and I'll do a bigger one so you guys can really see what I'm doing here. And I bend the mold like this just to really open up all the little spaces in there. And I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to make sure I get every little area covered with paint. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and cure that for 30 seconds now that I've got all the little points and edges and stuff coated. Now that that's cured, you don't want to stretch the mold again, because if you do, then all those little details that you filled will come up and then it's going to mess it up. So again, we're going to do probably 3 or 4 layers because this is a bigger, deeper mold. But we want to layer it the same as you would layer a coat of nail polish on a nail. Otherwise, like I showed you, it's going to cure on the outside but not the inside, and nobody wants that. And I cure for about 30 seconds in between layers depending on the color I'm using. And you still want to take a thinner brush to do this so you can just make sure you're getting it everywhere. So when you take the mold out, you're not missing any of the details that you want. Now that I have all of the parts of the mold filled with the color that I want, I like to go in with a base gel to finish filling up the rest of the mold, because it's clear so your layer can be a little bit thicker. And base gel still has some flexibility to it when it's cured all the way and stays a little tacky, which helps with when you're placing it on a nail. So we're going to put that on there. We're going to give it a full 60-second cure. So that just got done curing. Now we are going to pop it out of here. And I am going to put this on a nail with rhinestone glue so I can show you how I add some depth and detail to it now that it's done. Now that I have the rose on the nail, I like to take some black and add it in between the petals. I don't know why I grabbed such a thin brush for that. Hold on. And it doesn't have to be perfect because you're just adding some shading to it. And I know it looks a little scary right now, but just trust the process. All right, we're going to cure that. Now I'm going to go back in with the original red that we used to fill the mold and just focus on the high points of all the petals. All right, now we are going to top coat it. And then I take that same, just like a thicker short brush, and I like to make sure it's getting in everywhere and spread evenly. And also that way you're not, again, losing any of your details, having the top coat be too thick. You want it to go down in each petal so it keeps that definition. And there's our finished rose.